Okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call this public hearing meeting to order, and I'll let Justine read the procedure here.
Okay, so tonight we are having a public hearing for the St. Francis CDBG-CV project. This is a special round of funding that HUD came up with some CARES money for due to the COVID-19 outbreak. The city of St. Francis is going to apply for $400,000, and we're going to break that off into $85,000 for meals, and then $150 for micro grant, and $150 for economic development. Now, those two programs are split out. The micro grant can be for small businesses of 1 to 5 employees. Each business can apply for up to $30,000, $25,000 per job, up to 30. And then the ED portion of that is for jobs with 6 or greater employees. That means 6 to 50 employees you could apply for the ED, and that can be applied up to $50,000. That's $25,000 per job. So if you have over 2 jobs, then you could apply for the $50,000. This is pure grant, no loans. Your business does have to meet 51% LMI. Now, those LMI numbers are for your family, not just for the individual employee. The meal program can be spent on food, salaries, or utilities for the however your meal program is set up. So that's the portion of our grant. We will hopefully get this submitted tonight. It is first come, first serve. So we do want to get these submitted right away. We have heard that we can find out within 15 to 20 days if funded. Are there any questions from the council for me?
Okay, where we don't have very many applied yet, we would have 15 days basically to hurry up and get more applicants back in here, you think?
No, I'm sorry. Those that you sent out, that's just to gauge interest. A city or county wouldn't want to apply for this if you don't have potential need in your community. So that was to gauge interest to make sure you applied. So no, we can go ahead and apply tonight, and then when we find out if you are funded, then we could move forward with the application process. You could have them printed out in City Hall and then have people pick them up, deliver, just send them to all businesses, however you choose to do that process. We did, and I recommended that to Lila just to gauge interest. You don't want to apply for CDBG, get the grant, and then potentially have all these funds and not be able to use them. Generally, when you say grant funding, people are knocking over your door to get in line. So I was kind of surprised with the amount of interest, but it is completely the city council's decision if you want to move forward or not. If you do not, there's no charge for our services, simply you're out the publication notice fee.
Justine, I had one question on that that Amanda had asked. Can these two sections of the grant be split apart? Like, could we still go for the meals part of it and not the other, or is it all lumped together?
Nope, we already published for both, so we're going to have to move forward with both. Potentially, if you want to republish, we could split those out. However, I will say if we wait to republish, that's going to be another week in the newspaper, another week before a public hearing. I just don't think your chances would be very great.
Okay, well, I think there is more interest out there than just these 3 that have signed up, because there's way more interest out there. They just haven't heard about it and seen it, and so they didn't get us anything to say that they would be interested in it. And so I feel like if we can still go forward with it, and then they can come in, if we are given the grant, then they can come in and sign up for it, and then we figure out then, how much money we'll get and divide it up and spread it out amongst the community. I think we'll have a lot of people go ahead and sign up for it because they just haven't heard that this is happening. And I don't know why, but it's just one of those things that happens, I guess. They haven't heard about it, so.
I feel like we should send out information to each business. We have 15 days. Go ahead and apply and then send out information so everybody knows.
I would say you're at the point right now that it's kind of too late to contact any business. You need to just wait to see if you're funded or not, unless you want to wait to submit your application. I did have a phone call with a Candy, and she gave me some information, and so that was helpful, and I did get your narratives. I will just say most of our other narratives have been just a little bit stronger because we've had a business come in and kind of tell us their story of how bad they are struggling. And I didn't have any with St. Francis, but I do have a pretty good application for you guys. My recommendation would be let's go with it. Let's go ahead and get it submitted. You're already holding your public hearing and move forward. And then if you are funded, then we'll hit it hard advertising the program.
Yeah.
Can we also put in there that the third week in June would have been our alumni weekend, and that's always a big weekend for us and for the community, the town, everything. It's been canceled. The fair has, amusement, carnival has been canceled, and that brought in a ton of people, and that would have generated a lot of business. Can we use those things too to help say that it is hurting our community because things have got canceled that, you know, and they got canceled because it takes a lot of planning to get those things done, and with nobody knowing where we was going to be at, they had to be canceled.
Absolutely. Lila did send me that. You guys have a great city clerk. She has helped a ton with this process and get me everything I need in a timely manner. She's probably annoyed of me already right now because I'm emailing her constantly. So you guys have a great city clerk, and she's definitely helped and got me as much information as possible. So that is included.
Okay. We do have two ladies in attendance here. I'll let them see if they have anything to say for our community. Carol?
All right. First question I have is that the numbers that were given that she just stated are different than the numbers in the paper as far as what will be for businesses and what will be for food concerns. And I just would kind of like a clarification on that.
Sure.
I have several other questions also. What is the exact due date now for an application from a business?
Well, the way I understand it, if we get the grant, then they can start applying. So it's going to be down the road a little bit. It's going to be, you thought 15, 20 days before we'd know if we would get the grant?
Right. So for the due date for that, I would recommend the city will make the application process. So I'll come out and talk to you guys about that. But generally, we'll do first come, first serve, just how the grant is. So yeah, it's probably going to be another month before we get everything, you know, contract signed and all of that. So that'll be that. I do want to circle back and answer that first question before I lose it. So the difference with the paper is our administration is included in the food side. And this is, since this grant has been so fast in getting in, we can tweak those numbers potentially and do more for the food and pull that out of the business side. This is just what we did. So the business grant, we are actually applying for $300,000. However, we split those out to two categories: businesses of 6 and more employees and businesses of 5 and less. I just did 50-50. Like I said, we can work with those numbers later depending on how many applications we get and the need. And then $85,000 for the food program, which is directly for the food bank, and then $15,000 for my administration. Our administration is exactly like what is on the street project. We're going to walk you through everything, help you sign the contracts, work through the money, help to make sure all of the grant applicants are eligible, and then the state will come out and monitor all of these funds, do quarterly reports, and pretty much just walk you through all the rules and regulations.
Okay, thank you. Who actually will be administering this?
That would be our office, Northwest Kansas Planning and Development Commission. We're out of Hill City, and I've been working on your grant. My name's Justine Benoit, and I also work on your street project.
Okay. What are the qualifications of the businesses? What kind of criteria do they need to meet to be qualified to receive grant money or a microloan, either one?
51%.
Justine, if I may, that information is on the city's website as well as on the city's Facebook page. That link is there. It has the guidelines based on employees will need to verify that they meet the income requirements, and it specifies the numbers based on family household size. And so if you go to the city's webpage and click on the information, the grant information that is there, you scroll to the bottom of the article that's posted, there is a link there, and that brings up a PDF form that the employees will need to certify. And Justine, correct me if I'm wrong, 51% of the employees must meet the low or moderate income. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
We will have a lot of people that can get this.
Yeah, as soon as they really know about it, yes. Does this apply to new businesses or only existing businesses?
That's a very fine line. If it's a business that hasn't been established, they wouldn't qualify, but we're going to have to ask the state, as it's kind of just a tricky question, because if they didn't open because of COVID-19, they may be eligible.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And let's see. There are some small business incentives available here in St. Francis. Are those going to be utilized concurrently with any micro grants or grant funds or loans? So if you've got an incentive for utilities, can that be added on to what is given from this program?
Who would be giving the incentive?
The city?
The city? Yeah, that could be added on. The only thing that you could not combine is any CARES Act money, payroll protection program, any type of COVID relief if you have received from any government agency, or your local county if they had a microloan, which they do not. You couldn't kind of double dip, if you will, get two pots of grant funding.
Okay.
But our electric incentive is for new businesses only.
And it's for new only. Okay.
Yes, new only, and we just okayed some just the other night, but they could come in and apply. And there is one I know that's a new business. They haven't come in yet, but they can come in and apply for that, and they can get a certain amount off. It depends on how many employees they have there too.
Right.
Is how much they get some of them, most of them just go for a year, but there is some of them have enough employees they can get 18 months and so forth. So that's set up more for new businesses.
Okay. How do you evaluate, if it's a microloan, the ability to repay that, and what is the accountability of that?
This is 100%.
Excuse me, go ahead.
This is 100% grant, so you're not going to pay back any of it. It's 100% grant.
Okay, so this would not have any continuing use at all then, so it wouldn't be money that would be loaned out and put back into the fund to be loaned out again then?
No.
Okay. Now, I was confused on that because it talks about, these are micro grants. Okay. Is there anything in the funding for entrepreneurship training for future businesses in the schools?
Not that I'm aware of. Since this program rolled out pretty quickly if there was a potential question concerning that. If you're funded, we would be more than happy to ask the state if that would qualify.
Okay. I think that will take care of my question. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions? Okay. Okay, does any of the council have any more questions on this? We're ready to go forward with it then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need someone to make a motion to go forward with this, grant.
So moved.
Been moved
Mr.
by
Mayor,
Amanda.
you may need to close your public hearing first.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
So okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so since this is all we have here, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing meeting. Okay, so we've closed the public hearing meeting, so now we need to have a motion to approve moving forward with the grant.
So moved.
Been moved by Amanda, second by David. I think we got a vote. So David? Yes? You better say it loud. No, second, yes. No, we got a vote.
Yes.
Vote, so yes. Okay. Cale?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Dara?
Yes.
Okay, it passes. So Justine will take it from here, right?
Yes.
You need the resolution.
Yeah, resolution
Okay.
2020-4. This is just certifying that you are a city, and the mayor is going to sign all the forms.
Okay. So do I hear a motion to approve the resolution? Moved by Cale,
Second.
second by Dara. All in favor?
Aye.
Approved?
That needs to be a roll call vote.
Oh, it does? Okay. David? Cale? Amanda?
Yes.
Dara?
Yes.
Okay, fast. Okay, what else did we have there? Is that it?
That is all I need.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll move forward, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of people interested here now.
Yeah.
Get the word out a little bit better.
If you can just get those forms signed that I had forwarded, if Lila, if you email those to me tonight, I will get your grant in tonight, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this.
Thank you, Justine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justine.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
Did you hang up the phone?
Lila, you there?
Yeah. Welcome back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion before we go ahead and adjourn? I know there was talk about how do we get the word out there, and there was supposedly a little bit of, well, do we start calling businesses or do we go knock on doors? But we'll miss somebody by doing that. So I think we just got to leave it as is. Apply for the grant. Hopefully we get the grant. Hopefully they'll come running in and get signed up once they know we have a grant, because there's too many businesses out there, even in a small town, that will forget somebody. We're always. So, okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn? Moved by Cale.
Second.
Second by Amanda. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, ladies.
All right.